Somebody made a negative video about me. I figured I'd watch this shit. Her Asmongold hit piece backfired horribly. Uh-oh.
Hey, what's up, guys? Rev here. So today we're going to be talking about a video that's making the rounds on social media
Sure
for all
is.
the wrong reasons. It comes from a channel titled CatastropiClarawr. Yes, very rar XD, Quirk Chungus, Hot Topic, etc., etc. But the video people are talking about is her latest one titled, Japan Wants to Censor Anime Asmongold Reaction. Now, in this video, not only does
It's
she
about me.
call out Asmongold, but she also calls out the entire anime and manga industry,
Wow.
as well as Japanese
Wow.
society, which according to her is so predatory and dangerous, pretty much no woman is safe in Japan. Now let's...
Damn. That's a lot. Oh, do y'all think she's ever been to Japan?
start with the thumbnail itself. It is pretty heinous. It
No,
is
I don't
implying
think so
very
either.
heavily that Asmongold is trying
Look at
to
that.
protect predators. Now, what
Mm-hmm.
justifies in her mind this slander? Well, it comes from a clip from a recent Asmongold video where he's talking about
Yeah.
censorship of anime and manga.
It's about going in favor of free expression
That's
and
me.
free speech without
That's
having
me, guys. I
a
was right.
unelected cabal of companies acting as a cartel that are behaving as censors for that speech and expression.
Like it's just so sad that people are saying this and it's just
She
going
talks like a VTuber.
unchecked, and I just wanted to say my piece on it.
So here's what I think is funny about this. Number one, this is like seeing a dodo bird. It's like seeing a white rhinoceros, like a megalodon or something like that. Because I thought these went extinct. I didn't know we still had these around. Yeah, I thought Scene Girls have been gone for like 10 years now. It's still, yeah, this is like an endangered species. I almost don't even want to be mean to her because there's so few of them left. It's just funny for me to see it.
So basically, what
Yeah.
Asmongold is saying is that groups like the United Nations or payment processors like Visa or MasterCard should have no say in the production of
Yeah,
anime
it's
and
got
manga.
nothing to do with the fucking like this is the thing, right? Is like this is what some people do. They get caught up in the optics of the conversation in a specific way without understanding what the conversation's about. I was talking about companies behaving as cartels and violating antitrust laws. And then she's the one that extrapolates this to me talking about anime specifically. It's not specifically about anime. That's not the point. The point is that it's a bad thing to do on a fundamental level. Anime is just an example. They can't even think about the idea without it's off topic. Yeah, it's totally off topic.
Manga in Japan. And hot take, he's correct. These organizations have really no sense being involved with these things. It's way beyond their reach. They shouldn't be controlling what's going on in the anime and manga industries. And anyone who disagrees with that has to basically bootlick.
It's not that they can't control it. It's that they can't collectively work to control it in a unilateral way. That's totally I feel like a lot of people just don't understand what the problem is. They don't get it. They shouldn't control any industry. Yeah, you should not have payment processors that can control an entire industry. It's not good for an economy. It's that simple.
United Nations.
Guys, yo, like, what are you doing, bro? Like, man, bro, like, what do you do this shit for? What do you think is going to happen? Just a minute, why you do this? You know you're going to get banned for this. Like, can you tell me that, like, you know that you were going to get banned for this? What is wrong with you, bro? Like, I have to ban you, right? You cannot go and tell people that they have to kill themselves. Like, you can't do it. Even if you think it's true, you can't do it. How do you not get that, man? Whoa, my bad. True. Anyway, let's see here. Yeah, y'all gotta dial this shit down. Like, that's some weird shit. You can't do that. Stop.
Which we'll talk about them later in the video.
Yeah.
They are a terrible organization that has been going after Japan for decades now, trying to demonize and categorize a lot of fictional content as illegal, as she will do in her own videos. So let's let her continue on. This is actually from one
the
of the
UN doesn't want to censor normal anime. They want to censor child pornography and the exploitation of women, which is fair. Okay.
Clips she posted herself on a Twitter, but let's give it a listen.
But in
the UN, I wasn't talking about the UN. I was talking about credit processing companies. Had nothing to do with the UN.
2024, it's still legal to own anime and manga child pornography. And let me tell you, it is a booming industry.
I would have never guessed. Wow, are you telling me the creepy, weird shit that people have done for the entire history of people is still creepy and weird and people do it? What a shock. What?
So, as always, I think there's something very disturbing about likening real-life victimization to manga panels. But, as always, if you don't like certain aspects of anime or manga or just fictional content generally...
So, this girl needs to understand... And I saying something like this is kind of hard to say because a lot of people can take it in the wrong way. But the reason why it's legal to own a cartoon of something like that versus something that's real is that owning something of it that's real, like actual, like, you know, child sexual abuse material, the reason why it's bad is because if you own things that are real, there is a victim to that thing. And it creates a feedback loop and a reward structure around having that content and then paying for it and then the popularization of that content. That's the reason why owning it is illegal. It's because owning it is effectively a feedback loop for more of it to be created. And more of it being created means more people being victimized. With a cartoon or a drawing, that dynamic doesn't exist. It allows for demand. It does. Don't you think it's a gateway into the real thing? I'm not a fan of lolly stuff. I think it's really weird. Anytime that I see it in an anime, I don't like it. It's that simple. Yeah, I'm not a fan. It's off-putting? Sure. That wasn't a question. Yeah, but that's not the point. I was just explaining the difference between the two things. And to say it's a gateway, I don't know. Here's the way I see it. And I don't want to go too far into this because it's like such a really like polarized discussion, is that I don't think it's the same, but I do think that if I knew somebody who was into lolly stuff, was into it, I wouldn't want them being a babysitter for my young kids. I'll tell you that. I wouldn't want them. And I feel like that's a true, right? It's a true. And the reason why is because we all know. It's understandable, right? I'm not saying they should be in jail, but I do think it's weird. For sure. Anyway, let's see. We're gonna keep going.
That's okay. That's your prerogative. You're allowed to not like things. But it doesn't justify you demonizing and attacking an entire nation of people as well as the related mediums.
Yeah, I learned that myself.
And on top of that, if you're going to create this standard for other people where in the video she says if a character's under 18 and sexualized, that's CP. Well, that standard's not going to just be applied to the people you're attacking. It's also going to be applied to yourself. And if you look through her Twitter account, I mean, you have characters like this from Sailor Moon. This character's 16 years old. She made AI-generated art with obviously...
Wow. Wow. Okay. Whoa, well... Oh, but that's different.
Some sexual aspects to it with the hashtag
Do you
booba,
like AI art?
And she would do that again, same character with
waifu thighs
hashtag
save
thick
lives.
thighs, posting this that she created with AI as well. That would make her a hypocrite under her own standards. On top of that, she's a big Evangelion fan.
Well, it's not even a hypocrite, right? I mean, it'd make her a creep. I mean, because she's acting like these people are like legitimate creeps and bad people. Meanwhile, you're doing the same thing.
If you've watched the anime, you know there's a lot of fan service
Never watched it.
featuring underage characters. So clearly she either didn't watch this or she's just a massive hypocrite. And of course, you know, because I always check this.
Real one. Whoever.
Why do girls, bro? Why is it? Why are people not enough? Why? I don't get it, guys. Jesus.
Put this in. Absolute real one. The voice is Hugh Jackman, by the way. And he plays the Easter Bunny. Oh, he's so great. I love his voice in this movie. I love his character in this movie. He's such like a hard ass rabbit. And you don't see it a lot. So yes, definitely smash.
Ding, ding, ding. She's a furry too. Yeah, pretty much anytime you see some.
This is the person that's calling you a creep. Your idea of something that's, you know, like you're being called a creep because you like a conventionally attracted female, and the person calling you a creep is attracted to a rabbit. Okay. Okay. Sure.
Someone talking about anime and manga and trying to demonize it, they almost always consume the exact same content themselves.
Of course.
And on top of that, they're a furry. It pretty much happens every single time. But let's continue on with her clip here.
You can literally go nearly to any massive manga stores and areas in the major cities in Japan, and you will find areas of that manga store that is specifically for Lolita characters.
Okay.
So this is a very simple point, but it's definitely always worth making. If she considers this stuff in the background to be CP, by her own standard, she downloaded it, probably uncensored, and then posted it for thousands of...
So right. He's so right. Oh my god. Yeah, there you go. It's just like expose yourself. Yes. I oh my god. Good point. Yes. And see, people don't like, and the reason why you bring something like this up is the fact that it just proves that it was all bullshit to begin with. Because you don't really think this. You're just saying it.
People to see online. By her own standard, she just downloaded and then redistributed CP. Like, are you crazy in your mind or something? Like, why would you ever think this is okay while you're demonizing it at the same time? It's just, it just shows how stupid.
Well, and it shows that it's not real. She don't really think this. She's not really thinking this. She's just saying this.
All these arguments are, how hypocritical all these people are.
Characters. And Lolita, if you don't know what that means, it means
it's
young
Jeffrey Epstein's jet. I know what that is.
girl. And
It literally just means like cute fashion, by the way.
this is the problem that the UN wants them to address. Honestly, I don't care if the character is over 18. If the character is over 18, I'm just going to be like, cool, yeah, whatever you're into, man. If you want to look at that, that's cool. But not children.
Okay.
That is so up.
So she's trying to basically mask what the UN is doing. She's saying this is all about protecting kids, and it's only targeting the specific types of characters she's talking about, but that's a gross misrepresentation of what they're trying to do at the UN. So
and I want to keep in mind, I never discuss this. This doesn't even have anything to do with me. I never talked about the UN. I wasn't complaining about the UN. I was talking about credit processing companies, which is a completely separate point that doesn't have anything to do with this. But people acting like it's all me. Everything relates to people. Everybody's always thinking about me.
here's what they're actually doing. They've been targeting Japan for many, many years, and they can't really explain why they're singling out Japan in the first place. But anyways, this is what they're talking about with some of these pushes that the United Nations are doing. The final observation expressed concern that pornography, video games, manga, and other animated products may promote gender and sexual orientation-based violence against women and girls, and recommended that existing legal measures and monitoring programs be effectively implemented to address the production and distribution of pornography.
You see, in no point here is the issue of characters that appear underage. It's not even stated. It had nothing to do with it.
Pornography, video games, and animated products that promote discriminatory gender stereotypes and reinforce sexual violence against women and girls. So it's not just these specific young...
If you think anime causes violence towards women, you're retarded. Yeah, that's why they think anime causes violence towards women. That's the whole point. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yep.
Character she's talking about. It's anything that promotes discriminatory gender stereotypes, whatever the hell that means. And without any sort of research or basis to make these claims, they say that these things in fictional content are somehow leading to real life abuse. These people are basically just a repackaging of 90s soccer moms who used to say violent video games make violent people, right? It's the same argument. It's just so woke, it's backwards. And now we're having people trying to justify these connections between anime, manga, and what have you to predatory behavior. And the only thing they're working on is their own emotions. They have no actual proof of anything.
There's no he's totally right. There's no thinking involved with this. There's no logical deduction. There's no critical thought involved at this at all. So, like, if you think that this is bad, then you could clearly look at people that are watching anime and see how often they're abusive, etc. They did it to rock music too. Yeah. This is the new brand of the satanic panic. It is. This is just the new version of it, and they're trying to protect you from yourself, and they're doing it for your own good.
And looking at the standard about promoting discriminatory gender stereotypes, I mean, I'm pretty sure this is the kind of stuff they're talking about. This is one of her own posts from
first TCG,
very recently.
Woo Girls.
Look at not only the character that would probably fall under these
hashtag goon. This is not even a good hashtag. Who posts that? It's not even a good one.
Nation standards here, but also the hashtags. Just got to put out hashtag gooner, hashtag goon, hashtag degen. Very interesting stuff. But let's talk about the UN for a second. So I can't imagine bootlicking the United Nations. It couldn't be me.
Yeah.
They are pretty much...
Sit this one down, 2004 Hot Topic employee. Oh, God. Yeah, there you go. This is what it is.
Is the equivalent of an international criminal organization. What else do you describe them as? So even some of the top children's rights officials in the United Nations have been jailed for charges relating to the abuse of children. In fact, there are endless articles you can find that are just so beyond disturbing. Report
That's a
finds
lot.
UN employs 3,300 predators
Wow.
responsible
Wow, that's
for
a lot of
60,000 R-words
Damn.
in the last 10 years. Here's another one saying UN peacekeepers ran a child...
Somebody mad in chat. Give us a sec. I'm being dishonest about this. I'm being ignorant about it. You're mad. What is this? I'll pull it up real quick. She's right. First, you laugh at the girl. You're being dishonest. 60% revenue made by manga comes directly from works that depict rape of women and children. Where'd you get that number from? Where'd it come from? Where's the source? It was a study 5 years ago. What's it called? My source is I made it the fuck up. Oh. Okay.
child S-ring in Haiti, and it goes on and on and on. Like, they are
Forgot to ban 'em.
genuinely
I
a
actually
very
did.
dangerous
Mods ban 'em.
organization, and you have to rely on their word and what they're trying to do to justify banning anime and manga.
Well,
like,
they never even said that though. Like, that wasn't even what they said. Like, it's nothing to do with it.
these people are not to be trusted whatsoever. But she continues on here.
And that's what the UN wants them to address.
I think this is so funny. Watch my reaction to Asmongold's reaction to the UN's attempt to get Japan to censor the nastiest. It's not even what I was talking about. Like, I wasn't even talking about this. I never even was talking about this issue to begin with. She getting mad about something that I didn't even say. She don't even know what the hell she's talking about. Like, I don't know. This is amazing.
It's actually scary being a woman in Japan. They literally
It's scary being a woman in Japan. Okay. All right, explain.
specific train carriages that women can take to not share carriages with men during busy travel times so that they don't get sexually abused or touched inappropriately or have pictures
it's a good idea.
Their upskirts taken just trying to get home from work.
Yeah.
So this pretty much is where it always ends up, right? So it begins with, I don't like this anime and manga, blah, 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 blah. And then it turns into just, well, I mean, what else do you call it? Racism. They're basically trying to imply that the entire nation of Japan is so predatory that no woman is safe in that country. And it's an absolutely outrageous thing to say. Yes, there are sex crimes in Japan, just like there are throughout the entire world. But it doesn't make Japan unique in any sort of a way. And the only justification this person has is because they produce anime and manga, which that somehow makes them special. I mean, of course, reported sex crimes are sometimes a misleading number because people just don't report that they're victimized. But this person's from Ireland, trying to be a white savior and wagging their finger at
So you look at 21.9 in Ireland and 1.3 in Japan. Huh. They must have a lot of anime over in Ireland that's causing them to be rapists, right? I mean, they must have a lot of anime over there. Damn, bro.
Japan. Look at the rates at Ireland versus Japan. Again, reports aren't the most reliable thing, but I think maybe, just maybe, you should sit this conversation out. But let's wrap this up here. One more quote I want you guys to listen to.
And I think if you're a real person with a real conscience and your heart goes out to the women of Japan who have to put up with these men, then...
Your heart should go out to the women of Ireland. You know, because, like, of the numbers and everything. Like, I don't know, that's just me, right? I mean, maybe you should think about them.
You should be on the side of UN for them to be more censored and not allow for this to happen.
No words, ladies and gentlemen. You have to take the side of the UN here and ban this anime and manga. Otherwise, you just don't care about women. I guess that's the route we're going with this one. This is insane.
Sad.
Also, I think her mind would explode if she found out that a very large portion
She's
of
making a video about Conor McGregor. He just got, convicted of rape. Man. I guess Connor must have been looking at too much anime, bro. Like, he probably looking at too much anime. Like, oh, God. Like, look at this. Oh, my God. I'm a terrible person now. What? Not rape, assault? Oh, it's only assault. Okay. Oh. You're right.
artists are women. So, like, what are we... it's all just men? This went from, I don't like anime and manga, to there's a big predatory problem in Japan, and also... Japanese men are somehow uniquely dangerous.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how far it went. All you had to do was say, I don't like these things in certain anime and manga. I'm just going to avoid them. But no, it goes to this level, and it always does for some reason. But that's going to do it for this video. I thought this was pretty
funny,
insane,
bro.
so I
Like,
wanted to
this is
talk
funny to
about
me
this
on
with
like
you
5
guys.
different levels.
As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.
Here's what's so funny to me about it. It's the fact that the entire conversation is naturally around something I never even said. I was never even talking about the UN. I wasn't talking about any sort of type of anime. I was talking about credit card processing and credit processing companies and payment processing companies, that categorically act in a certain way that resembles a cartel, and I think they violate antitrust laws. She heard that, and I guess she thought I was thinking about the UN, so she makes a video about how I'm wrong, and I don't know what is this, the title, Asmongold reaction, watch my reaction to Asmongold's reaction to the UN's attempt. That's not... Oh, God. It's not even what I said. Who is this? Zero proofreading? No, zero reading. That's different. She didn't listen, man. They get emotional without focusing on the subject to begin with. Yeah, she's not even thinking. This is the thing. People just don't think. I made a video about this. I said people don't know how to think. Everybody said, oh, I don't know. I don't think that's it. That's it. People don't like to think. It's sad. Credit card companies will attempt to distort and extire culture. It's clearly connected to the UN's attempt to censor anime. Well, I mean, I would say, like, to be fair, you could easily say that they're connected. You could. Their KFC is better. I heard that. Yeah, no, I could easily say they're connected. But to say that they're the same thing isn't the truth. And that wasn't the part I was talking about. Yeah, I didn't even talk about the UN thing. So, that's nuts, man. Masturbator, yeah, I guess so. It's all about refugees? What's it got about refugees? Well, fucking refugee. What are people talking about refugees for? Well, anyway, yeah, it's just amazing to me that people try to, people try, this is a good video, I'll link y'all the video. People try to turn this into something I didn't even say. I didn't even do. Yeah, it's unreal to me that people are coming out and talking like this. Yes, she got emotional about something that was rightfully bad, then conflating it with something that she said. Nah, yeah, no, but I mean, if you get emotional and then, like, getting emotional causes you to just turn off your brain and be stupid, then you're just being stupid. That's really the reason why. And so, like, I don't really, I hate this, you know, the thinking that people have about, like, oh, well, you know, I got in my feelings about it. Yeah, you get in your feelings about it, then you're being a fucking moron. What are you doing getting in your feelings about it? Don't be emotional about it. Like, you want everybody else got to be stupid because you're stupid. So you can't control yourself, so now everybody else has to walk around you. Have you ever traveled to Japan? No, I haven't. Maybe one day I will. I'll be right back. I gotta use the bathroom.